Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Sheen. This is a live stream, so we're going to talk a little bit about Tesla. I mean, amazing performance. We're going to talk a little about Workhorse. The news that came out. Workhorse had a nice pop also today. But if you haven't yet, smash that thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. I have over 5,200 subscribers now, so thank you guys so much. Smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet already. We're doing a giveaway soon. Hey, Zach Wheel, thank you for your comment, and thank you for joining me on the chat. So yeah, so we have some Workhorse holders. So I just want to talk about Workhorse real quick. They are joining forces, strategic partnership with Hitachi. So I'll just read the first paragraph of their announcement. So Hitachi America and other Hitachi group companies combination, we're just going to call them Hitachi, which of course is a Japanese company, but they're really global. They will provide operational assessment of Workhorse's manufacturing, operational and supply chain capabilities, benchmark to best-in-class standards, and provide recommendations to Workhorse that support the company's increased production requirements. So that, I think that is key. Let me read that again. Will provide an operational assessment of Workhorse's manufacturing, operational and supply chain capabilities, benchmark to best-in-class standards, and provide recommendations to Workhorse that support the company's increased production requirements. So what increased production requirements? Well, obviously the United States Postal Service, USPS is expecting 180,000 new trucks, and I think the timeline is 7 years. So we don't know the breakdown of the first year, second year, third year, but overall in a 7-year time period, they're looking to get 180,000 trucks. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the orders that Workhorse already has for UPS, United Parcel Service, for Ryder, for whatever companies that we don't really know about. So they have, and right now they only produced, what was it, like 2 or 3 trucks so far in the year 2020. So at the maximum that they ever produced out of their Union City factory was about 60,000 vehicles. So that was like in their heyday. They have, since then they have basically a whole new business model with the electric vehicles, a whole new truck. So I do not think that they can produce all these United States Postal Service trucks, plus the UPS trucks, plus the Ryder trucks, not in the next 2 to 3 years. They have to ramp up, they have to retool, they have to add automation, they have to get more employees. And they even said in their Q2 conference call, their CEO and CFO even said that they would, if they get a significant portion of this, they will look into retooling, adding automation into their plant. And they also talked about the possibility of outsourcing a portion of this contract to Lordstown Motors, and of course that would make sense because Lordstown Motors has this enormous facility able to produce 600,000 vehicles. So are they going to be producing 600,000 of the endurance trucks? I highly doubt it. So and keep in mind, the Lordstown endurance truck, that is a Workhorse truck. The motors in that truck is the same motors that they're going to use to produce the USPS truck. So essentially, the powertrain of the United States Postal Service trucks that Workhorse is making is the same powertrain, just modified a little bit for the USPS trucks, the same as the endurance truck. So it's the same tooling, the same line can produce these vehicles. So it just makes sense, and they even talked about it, that there is a possibility that they will look at to outsource a portion of this to Lordstown Motors. So now, why did they have this strategic partnership with Hitachi? The partnership with Hitachi is for Hitachi to come in and basically make an assessment of their manufacturing, operational, and supply chain capabilities, and basically help them to meet the demands of, they didn't say it, USPS, but to meet demands of their increased their increased orders. So they have to prove to the United States Postal Service that they can meet the demand. Otherwise, they're not going to get this contract. USPS is not going to say, okay, Workhorse, we're going to give you whatever it is, 50%, 75%, 100% of the contract. Can you make these orders? Can you produce all 180,000 of these trucks within 7 years? Workhorse has to come back and say, yes, we can produce it, and this is how. We're going to do this, and this. We're going to get, these tooling, this manufacturing, this is our plan. They need to present that to the United States Postal Service. And then United States Postal Service will be able to say, okay, we see your proposal, we validated it, and we're going to give you X amount of this contract. So this Hitachi play is, I think, it didn't say it, but this is just my opinion. This is their answer to USPS to be like, okay, look, we brought in this global manufacturing powerhouse that understands how to manufacture everything from like power equipment, power tools, to televisions, to vehicles, to engines. So we brought in this powerhouse Hitachi, and we are working with them. And this is how we're going to meet 180,000 of your trucks, plus take on UPS trucks, plus take on our rider orders. This is what we're going to do. So that is the key, that they strategically partnered with Hitachi in order to satisfy USPS, in order to prove to them that they're able to commit to these orders that USPS is going to give them. Now, I think if they prove it and USPS is satisfied, they could get a massive portion of this contract. When I say massive, I'm thinking like 75% to 100% of this contract. If they aren't satisfied with USPS, if USPS isn't satisfied with everything that they're doing, I think they'll probably get 50% of this contract. My thoughts of this, of when I read that Hitachi partnership, that's my thoughts about why they're partnering with them. It's because they are proving to USPS what they're doing in order to meet production. What type of engine is Workhorse using? So Workhorse. So in I don't know what type of motors they're using in their C series trucks, but I know their endurance, they're the W15, and now it's the Lordstown Endurance. They're using motors that are made from this company called Elphi Propulsion, and they're the only big manufacturer that has motors inside the actual wheel. So pretty much every single manufacturer, Tesla, Nissan Leaf, Chevy Bolt, pretty much Neo, XPeng, all these other manufacturers, they have their electric motors on the chassis. But Workhorse, the Lordstown Endurance truck, and the Workhorse USPS trucks, I don't know about their C series trucks, their last mile delivery trucks. I don't know if they use the Elphi motors, but I know for sure the Lordstown Endurance truck and the United States Postal Service trucks, the prototype that they shipped out to USPS, they use Elphi propulsion motors, and they are motors that are mounted inside of the wheel itself. So they are not motors that are on the chassis, and so this is really a whole different technology that a lot of other manufacturers are not using. So I made a video about it and I talked about it. I don't know if this is a good technology or a bad technology. All I just know is it's different. So look more into that. One of the big downsides about having the motor inside the wheel, inside the hub, is that you're increasing your unsprung weight. So the amount of weight that is below the suspension of the vehicle is heavier because now you have 4 motors that are below the suspension of the actual vehicle, of the chassis. So you're increasing unsprung weight, which is traditionally not a good thing. But in the Lordstown Endurance, they did work around that because now each individual wheel has its own suspension. So you have 4 suspensions for each wheel, and then you have suspension for the vehicle itself. So that's how they're working around that unsprung weight of having the motors inside the wheel. So hope you found some interesting information about that. Thank you guys so much. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet already. Make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. And catch you in the next one. Shorts. Peace. Have a good one.